Alrighty, so I'm on the home stretch with the big baler. And in case I didn't mention before, that's a 4x4 baler. So that's a big bale. This section of highway really isn't all that great. It's been interesting. Tell you a little story. Something kind of got my blood going there a little bit. I was coming down a 2-lane blacktop like this one, and I saw a truck with his lights flashing. He went around me and he got ahead of me a ways, and then he stopped in the middle of the road, and I looked in my rear view and I saw another truck with his lights flashing, and I saw something sticking out behind on either side of him. Couldn't quite make out what it was at first. As I got closer to this intersection, this truck decided he's gonna turn in the other lane and block the other road. Now what the heck? So I started pulling in on the opposite side into the intersection, and this truck that was behind me at this point was like right on my butt end. And I looked back out my window where out my door where I could see, and there was a circle tower being moved down the road, and the guy driving it was pulling in on that road. And I realized I had enough room to get past the other truck, and so I scuttle-butted my big old tractor and baler out of there. And the guy that had blocked the road on the other side, as I went by, he was just a smiling and a waving. I was, holy smokes, that got your blood, that'll get your blood going. I didn't know what the heck was going on. So there was some fun there. Most of this trip, except for that part, most of this trip's been rather dull. As you can see, you know, up here on this particular part of the flat, not a lot of farm ground. There's a circle out there, but that's mostly for the cows. This is mostly scab ground up here anyway, so you know, oh well, there's a couple of cows getting out of the sun, getting some shade there. There's another one standing out there in the middle, right out there in the sun, soaking up that vitamin D. But where we live at, this is kind of a spot where all the rocks got dumped out during the melting of the Ice Age. When the Ice Age started melting, and we had all that water come through, and it just dug out a big old gorge out through here. I don't know, you might be able to see that rock face cliffs up there in the distance. And as the water came through and slowed down through here, it just kind of dumped and deposited all the rocks. You can see we've got them all over the place out here. It's just kind of the way it goes. Like I said, this is about the home stretch here. I got about another 4 miles to go or so before I get to the end of my trip. This has been a long 5 hours, 5.5 hours. It's what it's taken me to get this done. Average speed's been about 11 miles an hour. I don't really want to go much faster than that because some of these roads aren't the best roads in the world. They're all got all kinds of whoop-de-doos and dip-de-dips and potholes and all different kinds of things in them. And this highway here was resurfaced about 4 or 5 years ago, but there's some parts of it you can't even tell. Just gets kind of rough. This is kind of interesting here. Some rock formations here where rock have kind of formed columns of different types. I don't know if you can see it there, but there's a couple of rock formations there. Another small one there. And you got another one over here that formed a different rock formation. And you got several up here too, did the same thing. Like I said, I'm not sure what causes that, or if it's just a big old boulder that over time the wind and rain and weather and everything is just kind of chipped away at it. It's different living here where I live in the central part of our state. I didn't grow up here. I grew up in the mountains with a bunch of trees and whatnot, and life just kind of brought me here. And it's a good thing it did, because if it hadn't have, I'd never met my wife and never raised the 4 boys I raised. And life had been a whole lot different for me. But it didn't. The good Lord saw fit to put me where I am and give me a purpose in life. I'm trying to hang on to this video as long as I can, because as long as I can. There's kind of an interesting rock formation coming up here on the other side of the road that, I don't know, if you're into rocks and that, you know, that's cool. We like to look at them ourselves, my family and I, see what there is, and the different formations they make, and the shapes and colors. And a lot of this is Caliche rock, river rock, all different kinds of stuff. Granite, I think there's some granite out there. There's definitely some formica, various other forms of rock. And I know I'm probably boring y'all with this, so once I show you this rock formation, I'll stop the video a bit, and maybe turn you back on, and you can follow me the rest of the way home. Come with me the rest of the way home. We'll see. Alright, so there's that rock formation I was talking about. It's a little different the way it tapers up there in the middle. Then you can see on the back side, it just kind of drops off. There's another one way out over there that's a great big one. You see this up here, you can't farm this much up here, too many rocks. Too bad too, because this would be great for farming if a guy could get rid of all the rocks. But you'd have to be pretty ambitious to do that and have a lot of money. At any rate, Mostly it's for cattle, and it suits cattle just fine. Maybe I'll talk to you in a bit.